Life is meant to be joyous. Did you know that joy is your natural state? Moving toward joy and away from needless pain makes you younger, smarter, more intuitive, and healthier. Here is Dr. Christiane Northrup's 10-step prescription to bring joy into your life every day. A visionary pioneer and authority in the field of women's health and wellness, Dr. Northrup is an OB/GYN physician and best-selling author who has spent over 20 years helping women obtain lasting health and wholeness. This powerful lecture presents practical, uplifting ways to experience more pleasure, joy, fulfillment, and fun in your life. And now, Hay House is pleased to present Dr. Christiane Northrup with The Power of Joy, how the deliberate pursuit of pleasure can heal your life.
Here we go, the healing power of joy. So let me start with the definition of joy. It is the emotion evoked by well-being or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. Delight is the expression or exhibition of such an emotion. So joy and delight. Let me give you a definition of happiness from Michael Neal's Feel Happy Now. Happiness is the process of creating and experiencing good feelings in your body and mind, moment by moment by moment. And that's our plan here tonight. And then I'm going to give you a 10-step prescription for how you do it in your life every day, every day, every day, every day. So that you too can be happy, healthy, dead. Okay? All right. Now, when I was a medical student and first saw a birth, I was so moved that, first of all, I was really glad I was wearing a surgical mask. Heaven knows a birth is a big-time surgical procedure, now more than ever. And I was wearing a mask, and my mentors couldn't see me crying. I nearly fell to the floor with the joy of that experience. And a nurse in the room at the time was yelling at the medical student because he cut the cord and didn't clamp it properly. And the cord is like a little mini fire hose. So it's, the blood's going all over the walls. And I remember thinking, this is a holy moment. And there is no place in this room for anything but awe. It felt as though the room was full of angels. And I've never been so moved by anything in my life. And that's why I went into the field of women's health. Since that time, I've learned everything that can go wrong with the female body. I am board certified in everything that can go wrong with the female body. Those 3 books out there that you can use to build bone density from weight training are footnoted thoroughly in the science of everything that can go wrong with the female body. My work now is an antidote to the belief that almost all women and almost all men have that something is inherently wrong with their bodies and with their health. And that's what tonight is going to be. I want to make a case for joy for you that is so ironclad that you'll believe me when you walk out of this room. And you'll remember this the next time you start getting in that kitty litter. Oh, you know the place, right? Yeah, oh yeah, the gerbil wheel in the mind. What I do when I get in, I just call Diane. Diane and I have been together for about 30 years. She was my first nurse. She runs the entire operation. And when I was in labor with Kate over there, Diane went into the office and canceled all the patients because she had had a dream that night that she gave birth to a baby. And she knew I had gone into labor. So that's the kind of relationship we have. I would wish that for every one of you. But that's who I call when things get a little rough, because we all need to pick up the phone because we all go down that chute. Here's what I know about life on Earth. It is sexually transmitted. And it's meant to be joyous. because the process of creating life is joyful, right? At least it was for your father. Now, the way that we have been, and I'm out to change all that for the mothers, obviously, in a big way. That's why my next book, actually, this isn't about, yes, it is. It's about the ones who are not having babies anymore, but the next book is called The Secret Pleasures of Menopause. Fun, huh? You want it for the women in your life, okay? You do. Okay. Anyway, my first point in my case for joy is that we are meant to not only conceive blissfully and orgasmically, we're meant to birth blissfully and orgasmically. On YouTube right now, you can watch some orgasmic births. It's fascinating to me that what's rising right now on the planet is this energy of joy and delight and bliss. And so, as the cesarean birth rate approaches 100% in many hospitals in the world, in Iran, in Brazil, in some of the hospitals in the United States, we have this very vigorous other movement of orgasmic birth happening. At the time that an egg is fertilized, there is a burst of nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is the molecule of chi, or prana, life force. Every time you feel joy or bliss, nitric oxide is elaborated from the endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels. Endothelium is an active organ. It is, in fact, the largest organ in your body because there's so much of it. And so, think of it. Joy and delight, nitric oxide, puff, 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 and it results in vasodilatation, an increase of blood flow. And Louise Hay says, the flow of blood equals the flow of joy and delight. Interestingly, it is the research on nitric oxide that led to the creation of the drugs Viagra and Cialis. I would like you to become virtual Viagra without taking any drug. I'd like you to be able to increase your nitric oxide with your thoughts and with the program that I'm going to give you, so that you don't have to worry about an erection that lasts 5 hours. No. Okay. Anyway, my point is joy and ecstasy are the path to healing, the no pain, no gain philosophy which we've been brought up with. Starting with our birth, you are meant to suffer because Eve ate the apple. That is an obsolete way of thinking. And all of you, the births that you have all seen are the ones on ER or the ones in the movies that are hopelessly flawed. That's not how it needs to be, and I know that from being around birth for many, many years. Barbara Marx Hubbard is a futurist, and she is now teaching that for the first time in written human history, we're not going to go forth and multiply. We can't go forth and multiply. The earth doesn't have enough room anymore. So our primary drives to survival and procreation have had to change into co-creation. She calls the joy of co-creation supra-sex. So we're moving from the joy of procreation to the joy of co-creation, and that's supra-sex, where you get together and you exchange ideas, cross-pollination, cross-fertilization. It's interesting to me that at ovulation, and then from menopause on, women are maximally open to cross-pollination and cross-fertilization. Don't you notice how turned on you get by ideas and good movies and all of that? Okay, so tonight we're all going to be engaging in supra-sex, and it's safe. It's always safe. Okay, the world is going to be changed by joy and pleasure, not pain, not fear, not that kind of thing. My second point is that the power of intention can invoke joy right now. When we have people in experiments with an intent to heal, let's say that we have a man with his wife who has breast cancer. When he has an intent to heal and be healing around her, or a group of people, you will actually notice that their breath rates synchronize, their heart rates synchronize, and then the healing power of one begins to affect the healing power of another. That's the power of intention. And that's very, very exciting to me because it means whoever is vibrating at the highest level actually raises up everyone else in the room. And I believe everyone else on the planet. So the only way to heal anything is for you to raise your vibration, not for you to get into the addiction to struggle that most of us have been brought up with, the no pain, no gain model.